When growth is flattening and the market isn't loving your story, how does your communication as the CFO change?
Yeah, look, I think we were just really transparent about, look, this is what we're seeing. Here's the numbers, right? You're a public company, you're reporting, we report obviously and guide to revenue, EBITDA, EPS, but then we also report retention and ARR. And, there's a lot of things you can do from a SaaS P&L and balance sheet to understand what's happening in that business. But we were just really transparent and saying, look, this is what we're seeing, this is what we're doing about it. And here's philosophically how we think about running this business. It's not going to all get better in 1 quarter or 2 quarters or 3 quarters. It's going to take some time. And one of the great things about our leadership team here is we have a long-term point of view. We're going to do things that are good for the business, that are going to build sustainable growth over time. You may not get immediate results, and that's okay. But we know that what we're building is being built in the right way and focused on the long-term objectives.
I like that a lot because sometimes people will dance around being transparent or they'll try to construct a story, but
Yep.
that also forces other people to come up with their own story of what they think is going on. So it's like, just give them the truth. That way we're all on the same page as we do this.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree. And that's like, a really, really important thing, I think, because it makes everything so much easier, right? Like if you're trying to craft a narrative to, draw focus to the things that are going really well and kind of draw focus away from some of the things that may not be going as well, it gets really hard because, does your narrative have to shift, from month to month or quarter to quarter? I like, look, here it is. Here's the numbers. Here's what we said last quarter, and what we learned this quarter that maybe changes our mind on things. It's easy because it's the truth.
Run the Numbers is a mostly LLC production. Yelling an intro by Fat Joe. Artwork by some AI thingamajig. Podcast and video editing is done by Cleancast at cleancast.io. Nothing said on this podcast is intended to be business or investment advice. It's the sole opinion of me, a guy who feeds his dog too much ice cream and has a history of net operating losses, LOL. If you like this podcast, please hit subscribe. It would mean a lot to me. And also check out mostlymetrics.com. That's my newsletter where I explore business models and financial metrics. Thanks for riding with me. Share this with your friends. Peace.